Hello and welcome to all the viewers who are joining us to view this video interview. My name is Praveen Tiwari and I'm General Manager at CIBC and I'll be your host for this interview. As I told you earlier also that we are committed to bring you interviews of a lot of experts from this construction industry. And these experts are some of the greatest minds helping us to understand basically how to navigate through in this really tough time of the COVID situation. Today we have with us Mr. Rajiv Jain, who is Director at Construction Industry Development Council, and he has a vast experience in this industry. But today's topic where we are focusing with Mr. Jain is a discussion on training of construction workers. It's great to have you, Mr. Jain.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you.
Mr. Jain, tell us, since you have a wide variety of exposure and experience in this industry, and we all are aware because of the lockdown situation, almost everything is put on to halt. And we really don't know how long this situation will last. How would you anticipate for the construction workers as of how many of them are holding back on their construction site on the respective projects? What's your anticipated figure on this?
Yeah, actually, this question is uppermost in the minds of the stakeholders of construction industry. However, an absolute answer to your question is very, very difficult. But an assessment I have made after talking to a number of big construction companies as to how many workers are still existing at their work sites. So I understand that since the lockdown was announced without any prior notice, so nobody had any chance to vacate the site or relocate himself to his native place. So I have got a general expression from almost every corner of the country that most of the workers, 90% workers, are staying back at their respective sites. This I am talking about the large construction projects. Then there was some shortage which is felt in recent two weeks, which is because of the facilitation by the state governments, where they are assisting these workers to go back to their native places, to be with their family, get themselves relaxed, and then maybe at a later date they will come back and join the construction industry. So as of now, I can say that at all large projects, almost 80% workers are staying back. But still, there is an apprehension in the minds of the construction companies that still out of those who are staying back, 20% of them are still willing to go back to home as soon as they get an opportunity to visit their homes. Yeah.
In this situation, what according to will be the post-COVID challenges in remobilization of the workers?
Yeah, it can be very easily envisaged that due to, number one is that the fear of COVID is far and wide. It has affected everyone around the world. So is the case with our migrant workers, their families, social pressure. So number one, we have to encounter the fear of COVID, for which I feel that there is a lot of counseling would be needed to motivate them to rejoin construction industry or maybe any other industry wherever the migrant workers are working. So number one is to counter the fear. Number two is the shortage of money, because whatever money they had in spare in their hands, that had been already exhausted while they were at sites during this lockdown period. And now again to reach site, they would have to spend money to basically travel to the respective destinations, and then they have to leave back something for their families also. So that would be another challenge which we have to basically look into. And the contribution might come from state government, central government, maybe employers, or maybe partly the workers may also be willing to spend, because ultimate goal is to earn, and for earning they have to move out. So this is another challenge. And third challenge which I foresee would be the acquiring of new skills, because post COVID I feel that there will be a lot of emphasis on the new technologies and fast construction, and where the requirement of manpower would be little low. So in that case, worker has to acquire new skills to basically tune himself to handle those kind of technologies. So that one will be another challenge which we'll have to face around to bring them back to the construction sites. These are some of the major challenges which we feel. And the fourth one is would be the social distancing has to be maintained maybe another couple of months after this lockdown is lifted. Then also we will have to maintain. So in that scenario also there will be a lot of practice has to be made to maintain the guidelines of COVID. So these are some of the challenges I envisage we have to face.
Mr. Jain, talking of the challenges, and you just mentioned that new skills are to be considered. What is going to be the training strategy or training plan of CIDC post-COVID?
Yeah, generally vocational training is provided on site or at training center where the most of the training impartation is by hands, that is practice. But in times to come post COVID, we feel that more of the training would be imparted at the working site itself, and a digital intervention will be an obvious choice. So where the theoretical input could be provided online through Zoom meetings or through Microsoft Meeting, etc. Number of platforms are available now. So maybe part digital and the rest of the practice would be at respective sites only, and the minimum number of trainers in this case would be required to impart the training. And all the new areas, already we have started identifying those new areas where we have to impart training. And one important area would be the training on motivational aspects, health related aspects. These would be the two areas where the emphasis would have to be given to safeguard the health and the safety of the workers. Yes, Praveen.
Would there be any major challenges in the labor accommodation?
Yeah, as long as we see that the social distancing criteria is to be followed and maintained. So I feel that the requirement of habitat would be at least 4 times of the existing labor hutments. So I am considering that at the moment at least 4 workers are staying together in a cottage. So if they have to remain single, then at least we have to increase it by 4 times. And simultaneously, we also have to look into the increasing number of toilets, washrooms, and their kitchens, etc. So that they can maintain the social distances. So it will be a challenge not only in terms of more space, and also it would require more expenditure on the accommodation of the workers.
What would be the additional financial implication on wages of construction workers, Mr. Jain?
See, as it is known to all of us that there will be a huge shortage of worker at site post-COVID. After lockdown is lifted and all the transportation facilities are normal, then in that case, every construction company, every project owner would try to make up the losses they have incurred during this lockdown period. So in that case, the demand will rise and the supply will be short. So in any such circumstances, it is the wages would bound to go up, and I feel that about 20 to 25% would be the hike in the labor wages post COVID, which has already started. Based on my discussion with number of companies, they are motivating their workers, they are offering them more wages so that they stay back and start doing the works, because partial lockdown has already been lifted and the works have started there at sites. This is the minimum I can anticipate.
Mr. Jain, what role is expected to be played by Ministry of Labour post-COVID?
Yeah, actually, Ministry of Labor has to play an important role. As we have discussed so far, that the wages have to be changed, the accommodation style has to be changed, the working style has to be changed. So in all these circumstances, a ministry has to play an important role by changing in the regulatory provisions. Maybe the minimum wage, they have to look at it. Maybe the other facilities, what is being provided to workers, have to be looked into. Maybe they have to issue some new guidelines for accommodation, toilet, and other facilities at site, safety, security. They also have to look out a provision so that in future, if such kind of an epidemic or pandemic occurs, then in that case, the chaos which we face this time can be avoided in future. So all these kind of provisions, they have to brought in through regulatory measures, and ministry has an important role in this.
Very much, Mr. Jain. You have really touched on those very critical and sensitive areas, and quite a gainful insight which you have shared today with us on this topic, which we discussed with you, training of construction workers. Thank you very much, Mr. Jain.
Thank you very much, Praveen. Thank you.
And for our viewers, we would like you to continuously keep watching such informative videos which we are sharing with you. And again, repeating that these are some of the selected and very few experts of the industry who are bringing to you all these kind of critical issues of the industry during this time of lockdown. So please like our videos and keep on sharing such videos, and we are committed to bring you more such insights. Thank you very much, viewers.